So we have 12 listeners already. Just 1 minute and we can start, I guess.
Да. Да, вы не могли бы часа через два? Спасибо. Извините, не больше.
Антон, я думаю, можно попеременно блокировать микрофон, чтобы, когда кто-то из нас говорит, не было слышно другого.
Так, а где у нас микрофон?
Вот, на свою картинку наведи, выключить микрофон. Вот, сейчас выключен, сейчас я не слышу. Когда представлю, тогда. So, 1 more minute and we're ready to start. While we're waiting, I would like to thank all who just joined us for our webinar related to Pipe Accelerator and the Pipe group we're presenting today. I guess it will take about 13 to 14 minutes of your time. First 10 minutes we will describe briefly what is the accelerator, then my colleagues from Pipe group will focus on the company itself, its strategy, and then the major section is questions. And your questions, we would like to hear and answer them all. So, colleagues, it's already 1 minute after the beginning, and I guess we're ready to start. Thank you, everybody who just joined us. For those who are not able to join us today, we will record this webinar as well, and you have opportunity afterwards to look through that and probably find the answers for your questions. And as you've probably know, we slightly changed our plan and we canceled all off-site events due to coronavirus, but thanks to God we have technology and we can organize the webinar and answer all your questions. So briefly about the agenda for today's webinar. First 10 minutes we will focus on the accelerator itself. My name is Kirill Lazarchuk and I present GenerationS team, and I will in detail tell you who I am and what are we doing. Then I'll pass the ball to our partner and our colleague from Pipe group, Anton Gizatullin, head of the department for the new products. He will conduct a brief deep dive into Pipe group. What are they doing? Why they have decided to launch the accelerator, and what are the potential outcome of collaborations between the startups and the Pipe group. And then the major section is 20 minutes for your questions. We've already gathered from the startups who should potentially pitching on our offsite events the questions. We will try to answer them all first of all, and then we move to the online questions you may have today. So on your right hand side you see the chat and the message, so please use it to type all of your questions during and after the webinar. So we all collect them. We'll try to answer them all in our Q&A section, but if it's not possible and there were a lot of the questions, we will definitely do that after all via email, etc. So this is the quick agenda, and just let me move on. The next slide is about the participants. Today we have 3 windows of participants. First of all, this is our colleague from Chelyabinsk, Anton Gizatullin, as I said, and 3 other colleagues who are in room with him. It's Maria Ilyina, the manager of the project of Pipe Accelerator project from Pipe group side, Marina Guseva, head of new pipe coating groups, and Alexander Lunev, head of the Center for Mathematical Modeling and AI. From another side, from the Moscow office of Chelpipe, we have Oleg Kulikov. He will join us a little bit later for the Q&A section. And from my side, from GenerationS side, it's me, Kirill, and Ani Aganisyan, who you probably already know. He's actively reaching out to you and asking you to fill the form and help you with the application to the accelerator. So, some of the colleagues not on the video, but they will definitely help us to answer all of your questions you may have. Let me just move briefly to my team and the company I represent. We work for Russian venture companies, the Funds of Fund, and the institution which develop venture market in Russia. The primary goal of the Russian venture company is to stimulate technological innovations within the Russia and help companies to develop themselves and create the future markets. And of course, creating funds and help company with fundings, startups with the fundings. But despite amongst that goals, RVC has lots of different teams and projects. One of them, for example, is national technology initiatives. They help to project with organizational and the expertise. And another one is the team I represent, is the GenerationS team. So GenerationS is one of the largest startup platform in Russian CIS. Basically, we are the platform to communicate and to create the bridges between the huge corporates and startups. We've been launched, we worked since 2013, already 7 years. Slightly changed our business model in the last few years. Now we're focusing more on the corporate acceleration model. That means that we work for exact particular corporate partner, for example, Chelpipe. We are scouting for them, we accelerate projects for them, and we do basically the whole projects for the corporate partner. We've gained credibility from the international players as well. The one and only accelerator in Russia who is which is in GAN networking. This is Global Acceleration Network. It's launched by Techstars USA organization, which combines and unites all accelerators around the world. We also got some awards, as you can see in the slides. And during these 7 years of experience, we worked more than 60 partners around the globe and primarily in Russia. More than 600 startups went through our programs, and we also work with the own state company and the private state company. So we have a lot of experience, and basically all the startups which went through our acceleration program automatically became GAN alumni as well. So that means that they have an opportunity to the funding, to the international markets, to international expertise, so on and so forth. My team works in varieties of industries. We have also experience with the metal mining industry. I'm not going to spend your time describing what are the key successful examples for the startups from metallurgy. You can see them in the slides. So basically, this is just a proof of that in end, all in all, the startups can find the way of collaboration with the huge industrial players, and this is just proof for that statement. So, but today everything about this webinar is about Chelpipe Group and Chelpipe Accelerator. So my colleague Anton will tell you a little bit later briefly what the Chelpipe history and what are they doing. My primary goal is to tell you about the accelerator. So the main idea why company has decided to launch this program is to find out promising solution, startup solution, to be able to quickly implement it in the company and to find a win-win way for both sides to launch this collaboration. So obviously, we as a Tailpipe Accelerator ready to invite projects from different technological areas, but all of these areas should more or less somehow correlated to these four major streams. You can see them on the slide. The main thing I would like to say here is that if you have a problem, if you don't understand whether your project is suitable for Tailpipe Accelerator, or you have any doubts, should you apply or not, it's of course obviously easy to ask me or my team, anybody you can find on our landing page, and ask questions all you have if you're not sure. But if you're sure and your project is related to one of these streams, it's innovative program related to pipe industry, or project substitute for classical pipe industry products, or if this is a stream for machine vision system or ecological production, we are more than welcome and more pleased to see you in our pipeline, and feel free to apply to our accelerator via our platform or our success platform you can also find on our landing page. Moving forward, why you have to apply and why do you have to participate in that? Obviously, one of the key benefits for you is the paid pilot project on Tailpipe facilities. If you are a very mature project, that's not very interesting for you. Benefits for you is the opportunity to find a specific customer in one of the Tailpipe business units. So basically, for every project which will be invited to our acceleration platform, we have a specific person from one of the Tailpipe business units to be ready to guide this project through the whole process of acceleration. The third benefit, I would say, our acceleration program, all our acceleration program are individual and customized for specific project. For example, if you're on a very early stage, for example, you have a prototype, it's one story. We will just do a testing or piloting your technology on Tailpipe facilities. But if you're a very mature one with a stable revenue, obviously it's not that interesting for you. That means that we will find a common ground with you as well, and forming individual roadmap plan for you to be able to bring a value for us and bring a value for yourself. And last but not least, it's for you participating in our program. For you, it's opportunity to get a valuable feedback from the experts of the industry, because Tailpipe is one of the major player on the Russian metallurgy and pipe industry. And also it's a significant player in the world market as well. But it's not about the benefits. We also have requirements for the project, and there are three key basics requirements we would like to a project to meet. First of all is, of course, project stage. We're not looking for ideas. There is another instrument for accelerating ideas, but we are looking for the project at least at the prototype stage. It's okay to be on the stage above, but minimum requirement is a prototype, which we are either testing or launching itself directly. The second one is that related to economic effect. So we don't ask you to send us different hundreds of sheets of Excel files to describe your financial model. We just need to understand logic of your calculations and idea behind that. Basically, we need to understand that if your project A during the period B will bring us value C, so that would be enough for at least initial calculations. And you also can do that via slides or in Excel. So we have all templates already downloaded on the landing page and in the pipeline system as well. And the third basic criteria, it's a little bit vague, but I try to explain that to you. It's related to the possibility to be implemented in the current pipe facilities. So, for example, if you offer us a project for the launching the new plant or the new huge facility, I would rather say that it's not very applicable for us because it requires a lot of time and money and resources. But at the same time, we look at all of these offers individually. But in general, we're looking for the medium-term startups with the medium term of bringing the value to the table. So you can also find these benefits and requirements on our landing page as well, and feel free to ask any questions you may have now and after the webinar as well. A few words about the timeline. We are almost at the very end of the scouting. We end this process on 31st of March, so that means that we have almost 2 weeks to go. After that, during this period, we are welcome you to fill your form in any system you more convenient for you. We have 2 systems for international projects. It's fsuccess.com. It's a famous and well-known system around the globe, and also we have our own system. It's also in English, so do not hesitate to apply via that platform as well. So after that, we will take a short break for a month to validate all the applications and look through them, categorize them, expert them, and formulate the rating to determine the best 13th we would like to invite to the on-site bootcamp. It doesn't mean that we necessarily require you to be physically in some locations, taking into consideration all of this stuff around the virus and the limitations for traveling. We think that the Skype will be also available, obviously. So this 30th startups will present in a format of quick pitch their solutions to the pipe experts, and after that only half of them will be invited to the accelerator, which is basically 2 months long. During this period, we, as I said previously, depends on project stage and project solution, will decide the roadmap for that project, and the very end of that, it's the demo day. So during it's 10th of July. On that event, we actually need to show the preliminary results, what we've gained, what we've achieved with the projects within 2 months. And then it doesn't mean that we have to end all relationship to show a feasible result just for a few months. No, it means that we at least have to show the photo of the current result, and then continue if that's required because of the project specific and so on and so forth. So this is the timeline. It's also available everywhere in our resources, and if you have any questions related to that, that would be great to hear. And I think I'll end up here with my part. Please join our program, ask any questions you have to me or in our official representative, Ani, who is International Project Scouting and International Project Manager. And please do that. Do not hesitate. We're more than welcome to see you in our project. So for now, I'll just pass the ball to Anton and mute myself. And Anton will tell you in details what is Pipe Group and what are they expecting from the program. So Anton, please turn on your sounds.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today. And as Kirill said, my name is Anton Gizatullin, and I am head of division which is responsible for R&D in our company. And today I will tell you about our company. I would like to start our presentation by giving you some general information about our company. Pipe Group is, first of all, this is pipe manufacturer. The company is one of largest pipe producer in Russia, and one of top of 5 in the world. We have a big client base and very strong market position. Our client, most of all from the Russia, oil and gas companies such as Gazprom, Transneft, Novatek, and also we delivered our pipes in Europe, North and South America, Asia. Recently, we have finished our deliveries under the Nord Stream 2 gas line project. This is the most, this is biggest project for us. Taking about our product, we produce seamless industrial pipes. This is a 49% market share. Seamless oil and gas pipes. This is 18 market share. Large diameter pipes. This is 31% market share. Our company also produce fittings and valves, pumps and drivers for oil wells. This is our daughter company is Remera, and is dealing with scrap collection and processing. This is Meta division. Our key assets are two pipe making plants in Chelyabinsk and Pervouralsk, and oil field equipment plant in Almetivsk and Izhevsk. We have two main shareholders, Mr. Andrei Kamarov and Mr. Pavel Fedorov, who are strongly involved in company business. And our main figures about EBITDA and the others you can see on the screen. Let's speak slightly about our history. On next slide, you can see some milestones of our company's history. We are a company with a long history. As you see, we started in 1942 as a seamless pipe mill in Chelyabinsk. In 1963, we launched welded LDP production and become as first company in the world to produce a large diameter pipes from 2 half cylinders. In the 2000s, we started to build new assets. So we purchased Meta scrap yard, and now we fully cover our in-house demand for scrap to produce steel billets for seamless pipes. And started 2005, we made a lot of investment in our production. We also bought MSA manufacturer. This is a valve manufacturer in Czech Republic. You can see here our main big investments. They are finishing center. It is a finishing site for seamless pipes for threading and coupling. Iron ozone 32. This is electric and furnace steel making plant. Here we produce our billets for our seamless pipe plants. Высота 239 plants. This is our LDP plants. This is very new. We start production on these plants in 2010. Eterna, this is our also new plant for welded fittings production. We started production on this plant in 2015. Okay, let's go on next slide. Here, some information about geography of our production facility. You can see our main facilities are located in Перворальск and Челябинsk. As I said before, we have a production valves in Czech Republic, and we have production equipment for oil and gas extraction in Ижевск and Almetivsk.
Anton, correct me if I'm wrong. We invite and we have opportunity to work with projects primarily on Chelyabinsk and Pervouralsk facilities, right?
Yes, right now we do accelerator only for Chelyabinsk and Pervouralsk facilities. You're right. Okay, let's go on next slide. Here you can see more details about our key production facilities. Pipeline is located in Chelyabinsk. Its main focus for LDP and seamless industrial pipes. The plant produce pipes is more than 3,600 different sizes. It is this huge facility that combined 6 pipe making workshops. This is высота, which I already said. This is LDP pipes, diameter 500 millimeter up to 1,420 millimeters.
So basically, gel pipe cover the whole value chain process from the very materials, raw materials, till the very final stage of delivering and selling that to industrial projects, right?
Yes.
So with variety of pipe types and details and coverings and stuff.
Yeah. And also we have in Chelyabinsk our old facilities for LDP pipes and free seamless workshop. They produce hot rolled pipes, cold rolled pipes, OCTG pipes. Total capacity of these workshops is approximately 500,000 tons per year.
Yeah, that means for the projects that you can go deeply in details after the webinar into all of these facilities and look through all of them and understand where, for example, your technology might be applicable. And on what production stage that may be applicable, of course, related to the main streams of the accelerator. Yep.
Yeah, on this picture, you can see all facilities which we want to use for accelerator.
Yeah.
Okay. I suggest speed up a little bit. Next slide. Also, you see our main investments, but I already said about this, and you can see here all figures.
Mm-hmm.
We developed at the end of last year. We developed a new strategy, and this is our we defined it our midterm and long-term perspective, and also defined it, the steps to achieve these objectives. Our main aim is become number one pipe company globally about EBITDA margin. And we also defined objectives for operational effective or operational improvements. We have already implemented and still follow the operating efficiency program, and we know the areas for future improvements, like cutting costs and others.
So basically, this is the global company strategic goals which accelerator needs to help to achieve, right?
Yes. We want first our first goal is new products, and our second goal also some new project which help us to achieve which helps us to find some efficiency in our production.
Yeah.
Okay, next slide. This is some figures about our R&D program. It's approximately 155 works, and it is approximately cost of this works is 250 million per year. This is our internal R&D. We research a lot, and before accelerator, main of our works we do internally. But now we open to the world.
Yeah, you moved from the to the open innovation model as well, to find what are the startups around the industry can you afford. Yeah.
Here you see some examples of our innovations, which we already did internally. Again, this is two examples about big data. This is two works in our Pervouralsk plant. One of them is a steel maker assistance system, which help our workers to achieve better results in steel production. It's to minimize costs, and other also about and the other also about our production and risk. This is in Finnish center. This program help us to predict properties after heat treatment. And our main in LDP parts, this is laser hybrid welding. We are only one 5 manufacturer in the world who use this technology to produce LDP pipes. And this is also our internal development. Okay, what we want to first of all, of course, we want to see innovative product. This is we want to see high quality of business plan with clear effect, and also we want to see some advantages for our customer and for our production. This is the main goals of our.
Yep.
Okay, I think it's all about our company. If you have more questions, you can write us, and of course we will try to give you all answers. Maybe not right now, maybe by email, right, Kirill?
Yep, 100% right.
I suggest now go.
Yeah, we're moving to the final section of the webinar, is basically questions. And I would like to ask some of our colleagues who is on the webinar as well to join us. And I'm looking for Oleg and Ani. Just a second. And as I said previously, we have some questions already gathered from the projects which should have presented themselves during our on-site event, but we collected all the questions from them and tried to answer them now. And we also have, as I see, three questions, a little bit more than 3 from our chat. So I will just apply. And so Oleg just joined us. Hello, Oleg. We can hear and see you. Oleg represents the Moscow office of the Chelpipe Group, and my colleague Sania is next to me, so she doesn't need to join via video. So if you have any questions, she will help us as well. So let's move to the questions. We have a few main sections. First of all, 5 questions related to the program, the most frequently asked one, and then we will move to another section about the technology. So as you can see from this first slide, the first question, what is the length of the program do you envisage for the pilot? So we planned, colleague, correct me if I'm wrong, we planned just 2 months for the accelerator, 60 calendar days. But that doesn't mean that after that 6 days you cannot continue your relationship with Chelpipe. It all just depends about how successful those 6 days were, and then we individually one-to-one decide what will be the next step to work with that particular project. So Anton, what do you think? Do you agree?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, so all of the questions related to length of the program, I guess, is clear. So the next one, where is the program taking place? So a lot of the projects, again, ask myself and my colleagues about, do I need to come to Russia? Do I need to visit a lot of Chelyabinsk and so on and so forth? So we are just only planning the activities and planning the exact presence of the project, physical presence in particular location. But my question to this, my answer to this question is that if you have something to test, you should be able to travel to Chelyabinsk. If your technology is more IT oriented, it's machinery vision, and it's possible to do that virtually, it is also possible. And of course, you don't have to travel a lot, so we can organize few physical meetings, and the rest of the acceleration could be online as well. So again, it's all individually, but if you have something physical to show and to test, of course it's better to come to Moscow, to Chelyabinsk, to test that. And if it's possible to not to come, so we are free to, and we're open to any waves of partnership. Colleagues, do you have something? Anton, Oleg?
No, I think you said everything.
Okay.
And, of course, we are welcome if the startups are ready to come and show their product on our facilities.
Yeah, it's always better to meet in person. I guess everybody understands that. So the third question, what is the process of getting a pilot underway? Let me just again try to answer that. As I said previously, the program is customized for a particular project. Once we've understand what are the top 15, up to 15 projects we would like to invite, we come together, sit directly 3 parts: project, GenerationS, and Pipe, and decide what is going to be this acceleration for that particular project. And as I said, for some of them that might be just distance presence and distance acceleration. For most of them, I guess that should be some physical testing on Pipe facilities in Chelyabinsk or Pervouralsk. But basically, during these 60 days, we have to come up with some outcome, feasible outcome, to continue collaboration after that. So it's not going to be like a standard lectures on videos you have to watch and then conduct some report or something like that. That will be useful for you and for us, the program of cooperation.
Yeah, and maybe with some startups we conclude R&D contract for pilot, which show us.
Yeah, that's the best case we are aiming to. Moving forward, what dates project team need to visit the venue and the team? So as I said, it all depends on where you're from and how long does it take to come to Russia and what are the projects you have to show to us. But again, it's all up to you and up to your technology. We need to, first of all, see who you are and what are you suggesting and why are you wanting to collaborate with us. And the last one in this section, what if the length of the program is not enough to conduct a full pilot? So again, as I said, it's all individual. If 2 months is not enough for you to have a result, that might be a case. We just can expand that. That's not so strictly formalized, and it's all up to Pipe and to you decide what are you going to do next. So, Anton, Oleg.
Nothing to say.
Yep.
You're right.
Well, I think in general you're right, and everything depends on a product.
Yeah.
Of each particular project. If it's necessary to bring pilot to the facility, probably it will be necessary to do. But if it can be presented via Skype or somehow else.
Now it's better to use Skype, I think.
Yeah.
For the moment.
Yeah. So, colleagues, that section, it's more for you because it's more about the technology. Some startups ask us, what is the company's approach to intellectual property generated during the pilot, if any? So, how would you answer that?
First of all, we will sign NDA with individual startups, and after that, when we have a contract, of course, we will decide, depends of startup, how we will proceed, because we usually if we ask some university to develop some technology or new product, or all all right is for Chelpite. This is a normal way, but again, it depends of startups, and each situation is unique, I think.
Okay. So basically, the standard procedure is when the Chelpipe taking or IP rights, but again, if it's a super know-how technology startup is offering, that might be changed, right?
Of course.
Well, actually, it depends on maturity of intellectual property.
Oh yeah.
If you've got already a sort of license or certificates, you can whether buy it or to somehow mitigate this question within a sort of partnership.
Yep.
So in each particular case, our approach is individual.
Yeah, that's cool that we have this flexibility in this question as well. That's, I guess, very important for international startups. Moving to the next question in this section, would you recommend a budget is set aside for the frequent face-to-face meeting with the Chelpipe throughout the pilot? Colleagues, I don't have any guests related to the budget for the meetings, but I don't know. It's again depends on the project technology and the roadmap we formulated.
I think if we will decide what we will do some pilot with these startups, we will conclude R&D contract, and you can include these costs in this contract cost.
Yeah, so basically
our meetings and others.
So basically, Chelpipe can cover all your budgets related with traveling.
It will be interesting project. Of course, we are ready to pay for it.
Yeah, that's great.
But on the
within the contract.
Yeah, within the contract.
Yeah, within the contract. Okay, that's good to know. Again, for the projects who is very far distant from our primary location. So the next one, what are the operations if is of a primary digitalization interest? If I'm not mistaken, the machine vision is one of the key stream for in which we are looking for the startups within the accelerator. But Anton and Oleg, correct me if we looking something around the digitalization and digital technologies as well?
For this accelerator, we focus on machine vision in our production. For example, this is a control of defects on our pipes or on our steel billets, but main focus only on computer vision.
And
yeah,
I would like to add something. One more important area which is of high interest for us is related to so-called smart pipe. We want to install special sensors to our pipes to help our customers to monitor condition of the pipes during operational cycles. And also we need appropriate software and hardware to implement this idea.
Yeah, and the industrial IoT is a part of a smart pipe as well. So the project who think they have a technology for IoT can and should apply it to our program as well. So, yep. Cool. So the fourth one, what are the priorities for selecting a startup? I can start to answer that question. So as I said previously, there are only 3 basic criteria, and amongst the streams, their priorities highlighted as they are. So the first one is the innovation projects, the second one is the substitution, the third one is the machine vision, and the fourth one is the ecological production. This is ranged in priority, but there are some there is also some subcomponents under all of these 4 streams, and they are slightly mixed cross each other. So and again, if your projects are related to these 4 main streams, it really doesn't matter what are the priorities, because we will look through them all individually after we finish the scouting, and we will do in our expertise. So don't worry about the priorities amongst all of the highlighted streams, but if you're not sure, again, ask any questions you have and we will help you. Is it interesting for chill pipe or not? Anton, Oleg, if you have something to add.
But I want to say only again one main priorities for selecting of startup is economic effect. If we will see economic effect for shell pipe, of course we will choose this startup.
Yeah, I see some questions from the chart that people asking, what do you mean by high quality business plan? If in the first part I mentioned the general plan expected. I guess, Anton, correct me if I'm wrong, for the first application, it's okay to have just a standard financial plan, feasible and logical, to describe what economic effect per project can have. And later, when we will start working closely, we can conduct a high quality business plan, right? So
you're right.
Yeah, just don't be afraid of this phrase. Yep.
But on the first stage, it's very difficult to make a high quality business plan, but we need some financial model which help us to understand how it will work in chill pipe.
Yeah, again, as I said, what do you offer and how it will impact our production and our clients? So that's the idea behind this business plan. We don't need the difficult numbers and sheets in Excel, just basically logical explanation. What can you do for us and we can do for you?
High quality logical explanation. Let's
agree. 100% right. And the fifth question here, what is the preferred type of partnership after successful pilot? Anton, Oleg, I will address that question to you.
of course, again, this is very, very individual, but our main purpose to find project, to find technology which we can implement in our production, and for example, if we need to purchase some equipment or purchase some technology, we will do it. We will make a contract with startups, and we will buy technology or equipment or I don't know. But
yes,
before it, we need to find economical effect and prove our top management that this will be successful.
Yeah, and again, it's just depends on your maturity level, on what technology you have. For some of them, it's just testing, piloting. For others, it might be already solid commercial partnership. So it's just all depends. Don't hesitate to apply, and then we will see. Colleagues,
also,
yeah, Oleg.
Let me add something. Well, everything is individual, as Anton said. And each particular case we should consider in more details to provide, how to say, right answer and to find the most appropriate form of our partnership.
Yeah.
Basically, there can be two forms. The first one, we, let's say, buy the startup after successful implementation of the pilot, and the second one is joint venture.
Yeah,
if any other forms can be found and they will be better, we can also consider them. There are no any strict limitations in these terms.
Yeah, that's great to hear that as well. That's, I guess, important things for startups. And colleagues, we're moving to the chat section. So we have a lot of questions here up till now. Let's try to answer some of them. So I see the very first one was from George. How projects are funded, 100% by Chelpipe or shared between Chelpipe and participating companies? Oleg, Anton?
I think we already answered it on this. It is individual.
Yeah.
We can buy technology, or we can do maybe some
joint venture. So yeah, I guess for the piloting stage that would be 100% Chelpipe, and then
yes,
it just depends on.
And after that, we will decide how we will proceed.
Yeah. Another question from pipe production side: are you only looking at coating or including coolant, lubricant, metal working, fluid side?
No. Not only coating, also all these things which we see in this question. We are ready to see all which help us to have an economical effect in our production, and this is not only coating.
Well, if we talk about the coolants, lubricants, probably it can help us to improve our operational efficiency. So it can be also interesting for us.
Okay, I think
great.
We can continue.
Alexander, yeah, we can continue. I'll just try to connect Alexander Luniv as well to help us answering questions. So moving to the next one, what is current used on OCTG thread connections, coating or thread compounds, or both? And is there any interest in high performance thread coatings for OCTGs?
Давайте я отвечу через переводчика. Переведи, пожалуйста. То есть мы используем сейчас маски и также используем защитные покрытия.
We're not hearing anything. Just a little bit louder.
We are using lubricants and also different protective coatings.
Поэтому эта тема очень интересна для нас.
This is why this topic is really interesting for us.
Если у вас есть что предложить,
So if you have anything to offer, we are ready to consider it.
Yep. Oleg, any thoughts from your side?
Well, Anton knows more about this area, so that's it.
Great. Okay. So the next one, is there any confidential agreement to be signed between Chelpipe and participants?
After we will decide that startup will go to pilot, for example, we will sign NDA.
Mm-hmm. Another one, do you have pipe deburring activities? If yes, are they automated?
No, this is not, now this is manually. We do manually, and if you have some technology for this, we can see. But I'm not sure that this will be very efficient.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Another question. Did you use machine learning for your production optimizations model? I guess Alexander some here replied for that. Yes, sure. Okay, we can move forward. What are the financial thresholds per project?
What is just?
What are the financial thresholds?
Just a second, I try to find these questions in the list.
Basically, it was the limits for the project.
Okay. I think we mentioned it, Kirill, no for
I think, yeah, but not today, I guess.
I think for foreign startups, it's approximately 3 million rubles.
Yeah, it's up to 5. Yeah, for the pilot, it's just for the pilot.
Yeah,
$50,000 for the pilot. 13. Yeah. Oh, this currency exchange makes me nuts. Okay, moving to the last ones. What are the most important 3 technical focuses of this program in terms of chemistry and process? Chemistry and process.
I'm not sure what I understand question.
Yeah, me neither. But
our focus, this is our production. If you are ready to have some new product in our production, it will be great. If you are ready to do some project on our production which help us to save some costs, it will be great. But our main focus, our technical focus is our production. And we are pipe producer, as you know from our presentation and maybe from our side. If you have more questions about our production facilities, you can ask, and we try to give you more information to understand better where you can help us.
Yeah, if you have questions, you can address it to my team as well, and then we can just ask the colleagues, and we can even arrange some connections and calls if that's necessary for you to adjust your application and stuff. Okay, we have another one.
Just a second.
Yep.
Probably this question is related to chemical composition of steel. Probably it's related to steel melting. In this, yes, we are interested in you probably steel grades. If somebody is ready to
We have a lot, 1,000 still great.
But probably somebody knows any magic recipe how to improve existing still.
Yeah, but if you have that recipe, you have to apply it to us.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
That's right.
Go on. Yeah, so the last few questions, will the slide be available? Yes, the recording will be available after you, right after the webinar. And we have another section of the questions on the other side. So here we have a question from production side. Are you looking on it? That's already we've answered. And this question, what is typical process for evaluation of coatings, metal working fluids, metal forming fluids? Who can we discuss KPI with? Specific question.
Of course, you can discuss with us. It's very specific question. Yeah. If you will write более детальный вопрос, мы сможем ответить на него, наверное, по электронной почте.
So if you're going to send us a question that is going to have more details to it, if you're going to provide us with a more detailed question, then we can answer with an email, for example. So you can send this question, a detailed question by email, and we can reply with an email.
Потому что все зависит от продукта. То есть мы должны знать, что за продукт, а потом как его оценить.
It's not, we do not hear you clearly, but I'll try to just recap. Apply first, and we will see what can you offer, and what do you suggest to do with the template, and then we will come back to you with detailed questions, and you can explain to us in more details, and we can ask all of your questions. So do not hesitate to apply first, even if you have at least questions now, then we will just come back. It's not a problem at all. Colleagues, I guess we've covered all the questions we have, and we're a little bit out of time. So for the rest of you who will hear that recording after the actual webinar, again, you have an opportunity to ask us questions anywhere. My email is on the slide, and this QR code will link you to the CHELPAP official page, CHELPAP Accelerator official page. So you can also find us on Facebook and LinkedIn or any social media. So feel free to ask and join us. We'll be waiting for you. Thank you, all colleagues and all listeners, for that webinar, and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, colleagues, so much.
Thank you.